everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Nikki with MontanaCrochetCreations.com. In today's video, we're going to be making this really cute Thanksgiving turkey hat. So you'll need a few things for this. We're gonna need some brown yarn, we'll need white yarn, red yarn, orange yarn, and some green yarn. You can use any number 4 worsted weight yarn that you have on hand. I used Red Heart Super Saver for all of it. You're also going to need a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook or an I-9. You're going to need a pair of scissors for clipping the ends of your yarn. And you're also going to need a yarn needle for weaving in your ends. So this hat here that I made is a small adult size, but I think for today's video purposes, we'll be making a small child size. I will leave a link to my blog down in the description box that will have the full pattern of the small adult size in that. All right, so go ahead and grab all of your products and supplies, and then I will meet you back here in just a second. Okay, so we're back, and what we're gonna do very first thing in order to start this cute turkey hat is we're going to create a magic circle. So in order to create this magic circle, what I like to do is I like to hold it between my thumb and my middle finger. I wrap it around my 2 fingers and then hold this back piece of yarn right here with my pinky. I'm going to take my hook and I'm going to insert that underneath that very first loop. I'm going to pull this yarn that I'm holding with my pinky up. And as I pull it through, I'm going to make a twist. With that twist, I'm going to grab the yarn that I'm holding with my pinky and just pull it through that loop. So right there, now you have your magic circle created, and you basically have your chain 1 space already on that loop as well. So now what we're going to do is we are going to place 8 half double crochet in this magic circle. And if you're not sure how to do a half double crochet, I'll leave a link up in the right hand corner of a detailed tutorial on how to do that half double crochet. But what you're going to do is you're going to yarn over your hook, and you're going to insert your hook into that half double crochet. You're going to yarn over again and pull that through underneath that loop. Then you're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 of those, maybe all 3 of those loops that's on your hook. So that's your first half double crochet. So we're going to go in and we're going to add 8 of those, and this is the beginning of round 1. So there's 1. We're going to do 2. This yarn sticks. 2. We've got 3. Whoops. I don't know what it is about this yarn, but it just does not want to cooperate. We've got 4, 5, 6, 7, I don't know, hold on, let's pull that out. Like I said, this yarn is not very cooperative. For some reason, it's really difficult to work with today. And we've got 7. And then we're going to do our last one for 8. Now what we're going to do to close this loop is we're going to take this tail right here, and we're just going to pull that tight. And then we're going to slip stitch to the top of this first half double crochet right here. It's kind of hard to see because it's brown yarn, but it's right here. You can see the 2 little, that V right there. So we're going to slip stitch to that and pull through, and then we're just going to pull through for our slip stitch. Now what we're going to do is we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to place 2 half double crochet in this chain 1 space. So we're going to insert our hook into that chain 1 space, yarn over, and pull through all 3 loops. We're going to put 1 more in that same space. So insert your hook, pull through that chain 1 space, yarn over, and pull through all 3 loops. Now we're going to put 2 half double crochet in every single stitch all the way around. So there's 1 and 2, so that's 4 stitches, and we're just going to repeat this pattern of 2 half double crochet in every single stitch all the way around until you get back to the beginning of round 2. So at the end of round 2, you should have a total of 16 stitches. So go ahead and pause your video and work your way around, and then I'll meet you back when you're done with round 2. Okay, so we're back at the end of round 2, and now we're going to start on round 3. So I've slip stitched to the very first single crochet of round 2, and I'm going to chain 1. So for round 3, we're going to put 2 half double crochet in that chain 1 space. And if you look, you can kind of see a little hole right there. And so we're going to put 2 half double crochet in that chain 1 space. And then we're going to do 1 half double crochet in the next stitch. So then there's 1 half double crochet. So the next stitch is going to be 2 half double crochet. So there's 1, 2, and then we're going to do 1 half double crochet in the next stitch. So we're going to repeat that pattern of 2 half double crochet in the next, and then 1 half double crochet in the following stitch, all the way around until we get to the very end of round 3. So we'll go ahead and pause your video, and then when you get back to round 3, I'll meet you right back. Okay, so I'm at the end of round 3, and I have slip stitched to that very first half double crochet. And at the end of round 3, you should have a total of 24 half double crochet. So we're going to chain 1, and we're going to put 2 half double crochet in that chain 1 space right there. So we're going to yarn over and insert our hook, pull through. You got your 3 loops on the hook. We're going to yarn over and pull through 3 loops. So we're going to put 1 more in that same stitch. And then now what we're going to do is we're going to put 1 half double crochet in the next 2 stitches. So we've got 1 half double crochet in this stitch and 1 half double crochet in the next stitch. Now we're going to put 2 half double crochet in the next stitch. That's your increase that you're doing. This, as you add increases, it's going to make the hat get bigger and bigger. So now we're going to put 1 half double crochet in the next stitch and 1 half double crochet in the next stitch. The next stitch we're going to put 2 half double crochet. So we're going to repeat that pattern all the way around until you get back to the end of round 4. So you're going to do 2 half double crochet, 1 half double crochet, 1 half double crochet, 2 half double crochet. So go ahead and pause your video and work that pattern all the way around until you get to the very end of round 4. Okay, so we're at the end of round 4, and I've slip stitched to that very first half double crochet. So now we're going to chain 1, and we're going to place 2 half double crochet in that chain 1 space. This is starting round 5. So we're going to insert our hook and do 1 half double crochet. We're going to go back into that same space and do another half double crochet. Now we're going to do 1 half double crochet in the next 3 stitches. So we've got 1, 2, maybe, and we have 3. So the very next stitch, we're going to do another increase, and we're going to put 2 half double crochet in the same stitch. So we have 1 and 2. So we're going to repeat that pattern all the way around row 5, and we're going to do 2 half double crochet, and then we're going to do 1 half double crochet in the next 3, 2 half double crochet, 1 half double crochet in the next 3. So go ahead and pause your video and repeat that pattern all the way around until you get to the end of row 5, and then I will meet you right back. Okay, so we are at the end of round 5, and I have slip stitched to that first half double crochet. So now we're going to be starting round 6. So we're going to chain 1, and again we're going to put 2 half double crochet in that chain 1 space. So we insert our hook and put 1 half double crochet and go back into that chain 1 space and do our second half double crochet. Now we're going to put 1 half double crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the next stitch, we're going to put 2 half double crochet for our increase. So we're going to do 1 and a second one in the same stitch. Now we're going to do 4 half double crochet and then 2 half double crochet. So go ahead and pause your video and repeat that pattern of 2 half double crochet, 4 half double crochet, 2 half double crochet, all the way around until you get back to the end of row 6, and then I will meet you back. All right, so we're at the end of round 6, and I have slip stitched to that first half double crochet. So now we're going to start round 7. So we're going to chain 1, and we're going to put 2 half double crochet in that chain 1 space. So there's 1 and 2. Now we're going to put 1 half double crochet in the next 5 stitches. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we're going to do 2 half double crochet for another increase in the same stitch. There's 1 and 2, and we're going to do 5 half double crochet. We've got 1, 2, 3, I cannot crochet today, 4, and 5. So the next stitch we're going to do 2 half double crochet and then 1 half double crochet in the next 5 stitches. So go ahead and pause the video, repeat that pattern of 2 half double crochet and then 1 half double crochet in the next 5 stitches, and then I'll meet you back whenever we get to the end of round 7, sorry, round 7. Okay, so we're at the end of round 7, and again, I've slip stitched to that first half double crochet. So we're going to start round 8. So I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to insert 2 half double crochet in that chain 1 space. We've got 1 and 2. Now we're going to put 1 half double crochet in each of the next 6 stitches of round 8. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now we're going to put 2 half double crochet in the next stitch for an increase. So we've got 1 and 2. So go ahead and repeat that pattern all the way around on round 8, and I'll meet you right back. So remember, it's 2 half double crochet, 6 double crochet in the next 6 stitches. So 1 in each of the next 6. 2 half double crochet, and then 1 half double crochet in each of the next 6. So go ahead and pause your video, and then I'll meet you back whenever you come back around over here to the end of round 8. Okay, so we're at the end of round 8, and I've slip stitched to that first half double crochet. We're going to start round 9. I'm going to chain 1 and place 2 half double crochet in that chain 1 space. 1 and 2. Now we're going to put 1 half double crochet in each of the next 7 stitches. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Then we'll place 2 half double crochet in the next stitch and 1 half double crochet in the next 7 stitches. So go ahead and pause your video and complete the pattern of 2 half double crochet, 1 half double crochet in the next 7 until you get all the way back around at the end of row 9. All right, so we're at the end of round 9, and I've already slip stitched to my half double crochet and chained 1. So now we're going to start round 10. So we're no longer going to be increasing this hat because we're going to stop at this size here. It's a toddler / small child. So we're going to put 1 half double crochet in that chain 1 space, and then we're going to put 1 half double crochet in each stitch all the way around of round 10. So go ahead and pause your video and place 1 stitch in every single, or 1 half double crochet in every single stitch all the way around until you get back to the end of round 10. And then we're going to slip stitch to the top of that first half double crochet and then chain 1. All right, so we're at the end of round 10. And so basically for rounds 11 through 17, we're going to repeat round 10. So we're slip stitched to our first half double crochet. We're going to chain 1, put 1 half double crochet in that chain 1 space, and then we're going to put 1 half double crochet in each stitch all the way around for round 11 through 17. If you think that it needs to be a little bit longer, then you can increase the number of rounds that you're going to go. But since we're making a smaller hat, we're just going to do through round 17. So go ahead and put 1 half double crochet in each stitch all the way around, and I'll meet you back whenever you are at the very end of round 17. Okay, so we're at the end of round 20. And I have slip stitched to that first half double crochet, and I've clipped my yarn. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to join some green yarn into this round 21. I'm going to pull that tight and chain 1. Now this is a step that I do. You don't have to do this if you don't want. A lot of people frown upon it. But I like to tie a knot where I join the 2 different pieces of yarn, just so that way they're a little more secure whenever I crochet over the top of these. So what we're going to do for round 21 is we're going to single crochet in every single stitch all the way around. So actually we're going to half double crochet. Sorry about that. So we're half double crocheting in that chain 1 space where we just joined our yarn, and we're going to half double crochet in every single stitch all the way around. So go ahead and continue half double crocheting all the way around with your green yarn, and when you come back to the end of round 21, then we'll go up another row, and then I'll teach you how to do the front post and back post half double crochet. So go ahead and pause that video and work on round 21, and I'll meet you back here in just a few minutes. All right. So we're at the end of round 21, and I've done my half double crochet in every stitch all the way around. I've slip stitched to the top of that first half double crochet, and I'm going to chain 2. So now this chain 2 space is not going to count, but what we are going to do is we're going to take and do a front post half double crochet around this very first stitch right here. So we're going to yarn over and insert our hook, and we're actually going to go behind that first stitch right there. We're going to grab our yarn and pull it through, and now we've got our 3 loops on the hook. We're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 of those loops. Now for the next stitch, we're going to do a back post double crochet. So we're going to yarn over, and we're going to come from the back part of the hat into that next space between the 2 stitches. We're going to push our hook over this next half double crochet and into that next space. So as you can see, my hook is over that half double crochet. We're going to yarn over and pull our yarn through on top of this next half double crochet. Then we're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 of those loops. Now we have a back post half double crochet. So for the next stitch, we're going to do a front post half double crochet. So let's do that again. We're going to yarn over, insert our hook from the front, and go around the back side of that stitch. Then we're going to pull our yarn through, yarn over, and pull through all 3 of those loops that's on the hook. The next stitch is going to be a back post half double crochet. So we're yarning over and coming from the back of the hat and inserting our hook over the front of that stitch, grabbing our yarn and pulling it through those 2 holes right there. And then we are bringing it through all 3 loops on the hook. We're going to do that again. We're going to do a front post in the next stitch. So insert your hook from the front of the hat and come around the back part of that next half double crochet and out. We're going to grab our yarn, pull it through. We're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 of those loops. Then we're going to yarn over and go from the back side of the hat and go around that stitch, pull through those 2 spaces right there. And we're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 of those. So we're going to continue repeating that of a front post half double crochet and back post half double crochet all the way around until we get back to the very beginning of round 22. And what this is going to do is going to create that little band and kind of like a little stretchy feel to it. So let's do that all the way around. And then when we get back to the end of round 22, we're going to slip stitch to the top of that first front post half double crochet. Okay, so we're back at the end of round 22, and we're going to change to our orange yarn. So I'm going to clip my green yarn, and I'm going to switch over here to my orange yarn. Let me find the end here. So I'm going to switch to my orange yarn. So what I've got, hold on, there's a knot. There we go. So what I've got here is I didn't pull my slip stitch all the way through. I left these 2 loops right here. And this is another way that you can join your yarn. So I'm going to take my orange yarn and I'm just going to pull it through those 2 green loops. Then I can hold on to these 2 pieces of yarn back here and pull my orange yarn through. Again, I like to tie a knot. You don't have to if you don't want to, but I feel like it just secures it a tiny bit more whenever you're crocheting over these ends. So what we're gonna do is we've got our chain 1, we're gonna chain again for a chain 2. So I'm going to insert my hook and I'm gonna do another, starting off with a front post half double crochet. And I'm going around the front post half double crochet from the last round. So we're gonna go around that front post half double crochet. And it's a little easier to see now. We're gonna grab our yarn and pull it through. And we're going to pull through all 3 of those loops on the hook. So now we're gonna do a back post half double crochet. So we're going from the back of the hat and around that previous back post. Let me get those out of the way, these little tails. And I'm going to pull my yarn and I've got my 3 loops. I'm going to pull through all 3 loops on the hook. Now I'm going to yarn over and do a front post. So we're going in from the front of the hat and coming around that front post half double crochet from the previous round. We're going to pull our yarn through behind that post, yarn over and pull through all 3 of those loops. Now we're going to do another back post half double crochet. So coming around from the back of the hat and going around that stitch into the next space. And we're going to grab our yarn. Sorry, That tail is kind of in the way. If the tails seem like they're getting in the way, you can just stick them off to the side and we can weave those in later. So we're going to go around from the back and over that stitch through that other space, grabbing our yarn and pulling over that back half post double crochet. You can see where the yarn goes over the top of it from behind. Yarn over and through all 3 loops. Now we're going to do a front post half double crochet. I'm going to go through all 3 loops and then into a back post half double crochet. So let's go ahead and repeat this front post half double crochet and back post half double crochet all the way around until we get to the very end of round 23. Once we get to the end of round 23, we're going to slip stitch into the top of this first front post half double crochet. Okay, so we're back at the end of round 23 and we're going to change to our red yarn. So I'm going to clip my orange yarn and then I'm going to switch to my red yarn. So same sort of a thing as what we did for the last round. We're going to grab that red yarn and we're just going to pull it through these 2 loops and pull those 2 tight, and we're going to chain 1. And again, I'm going to tie my knot, and I think I'm just going to leave it and I'll weave those in a minute. So we're going to chain 1 again. So now we have a chain 2. We're going to half double crochet around that first front post half double crochet, pulling through all 3. Now we're going to half double crochet around this back post half double crochet. So coming around from the back and over that post, pulling our yarn through, and then yarning over and pulling through all 3 of those loops on the hook. So we're going to do a front post, so coming from the front and going behind that front post half double crochet, pulling our yarn, yarning over and pulling through all 3 of those loops. Now we're going to go around the front of this back post half double crochet. So coming from the back of the hat and around that post, pulling our yarn up and then through those 3 loops. Then we're going to do a front post half double crochet. So we're going to repeat this pattern again of a front post, back post, half double crochet all the way around until we get back to the very end of round 23. At the end of round 23, we're going to slip stitch to the top of that first front post half double crochet. Okay, so we're at the end of round 24. So we're going to slip stitch to the top of that first front half double crochet, and we're just going to finish off. So we're going to fasten off our work. So we pulled all the way through and then brought our yarn through that hook. So let's just clip our yarn and bring it all the way through. Now what we can do is we can take our yarn needle and weave in our ends here. So whenever you're weaving in your ends, you want to go back and forth at least 3 times, because this hat will be getting washed and you don't want to take a chance of any of these coming undone from the knot and then your hat unraveling. So go ahead and grab your yarn needle and weave in all of these ends, and then I will be right back once you're done with that, and then we'll start working on the eyes, the beak, the wattle, and the little pom-pom piece that goes at the very top that's going to symbolize his little top feathers. All right, so I'm all done weaving in all of my ends, including the end that was where we made that magic circle. So this is what our little hat will look like so far. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna make the eyes for our hat. So we're gonna grab our white yarn and we're gonna create a magic circle. So remember, in order to do that magic circle, you're gonna put the yarn in the back of your hand and you're just gonna hold it. This is how I do it. I hold it with my thumb and my ring finger. I wrap around my index and middle finger, and then, hold on, and I bring my hook over that underneath that first little round. Then I grab my yarn from underneath and wrap. Then I take my yarn that's attached to my ball and I pull it through that loop that I brought, and that's created our magic circle. So now we're going to put 6 half double crochet inside this magic circle. So we're going to yarn over and insert our hook into that ring, yarn over, and then we're going to pull through all 3 of those loops. The very first stitch is always a little tricky to hang on to. So we're going to do that again. So that's 1. We're going to yarn over, insert our hook into that ring, and pull through. Now we've got our 3 loops. We're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 of those loops. So that's our second half double crochet. So we're going to do 3, 4, 5, and 6. So now we're going to take this small tail right here and we're going to pull that tight to close up that little magic circle. And then we're going to slip stitch to the top of this very first half double crochet right here. So we're going to insert our hook, and pull our yarn through, and then pull it through that loop that's on our hook. And now we've created our first magic circle. And then if it loosens up or anything, you can just pull this tail and it'll close that circle back up. So now what we're going to do for round 2 of the eye, so we're going to chain 1, and in that chain 1 space, we're going to put 2 half double crochet. So there's 1 and 2. And we're going to repeat that all the way around and put 2 half double crochet in each stitch. So there's 1 and 2. We've got 1 and 2. It's a little hard to see on the white background, but that's okay. And then we've got 1 and 2. We've got 1 and 2 in the same stitch. And at the end of this round, we will have 12 half double crochet. Oops. Okay, so we're coming up to, came and did our 2 in our very last stitch. And so now what we're going to do, since this is a smaller hat, we don't need our turkey eyes to be quite as big as we do on the adult hat. So we're going to go ahead and slip stitch to the top of that first half double crochet. And then we're going to finish off. So we're going to pull our yarn through that loop. We're going to clip our yarn. So leave a little bit of a tail so you can attach your eye. And then we're just going to pull that through the loop. So now we've got our first eye that's going to go on our hat. So we're just going to make another one. So let's do this one more time. So we're going to create our magic loop. And we're going to put 6 half double crochet in that magic loop. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we're going to pull our tail to close that up, and then we're going to slip stitch to the top of that first half double crochet. Maybe. There we go. And then we're going to chain 1. Now we're going to put 2 half double crochet in that chain 1 space. And then we're going to put 2 half double crochet in each stitch all the way around. So go ahead and finish your 2 half double crochet in every single stitch all the way around, and make sure you slip stitch to the top of that first half double crochet. And remember, at the end of this round, you should have a total of 12 half double crochet. And once you slip stitch to that first half double crochet, go ahead and leave yourself a long tail and clip your yarn. Okay, so now that you have both of your eyes, you can either go from here and go ahead and attach your eyes to your hat, or you can wait till the end once we have all the pieces made. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna wait till the very end when all of the pieces are made, and then I'm gonna attach everything. So let's pull this out of the way. And what we're gonna do next is we're gonna work on the beak. So we're gonna take our orange yarn and we're just gonna create a slip stitch. So now what we're gonna do is we're going to chain 6. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we're gonna do a single crochet in the 3rd chain from the hook. So we've got 1, 2, 3. So this chain right here is where we're gonna place our single crochet. So we're gonna do a single crochet. The next chain, we're gonna do a half double crochet. So we're yarning over and inserting our hook, pulling that through, and then we're gonna yarn over and pull through all 3 of those loops. The next stitch is going to be a double crochet. So we're gonna yarn over, insert our hook, pull that through. Now, instead of pulling through all 3 loops, we're only gonna pull through the first 2. Then we're going to yarn over again and pull through 2 more. Now in this very last stitch, we're gonna do a triple crochet. So we're gonna yarn over twice. And we're gonna insert our hook into that last stitch. And we're gonna pull through 2 of those loops. Now you have 3 loops. We're gonna yarn over and pull through 2 more loops. And now you've got 2 loops on your hook, and we're gonna yarn over and pull through those last 2 loops. And that's it. So we're going to fasten off our yarn and leave ourselves a pretty good sized tail so we can attach our beak. So, and this is what our beak is going to look like. So then we've got our 2 eyes, and we're gonna attach our beak right here. So now what we're gonna work on is we're gonna grab our red yarn and we're gonna work on the wattle. So let's get this out of the way. And let's grab our red yarn. So we are going to create another slip stitch, and we're gonna chain 8. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In that very first stitch, so your second stitch from the hook, so not this one that's attached to your hook, but the next one, we're going to insert our hook and do a single crochet. And we're going to place 2 more single crochet in that stitch. So we're going to have a total of 3 single crochet in that first chain. Now in the next chain, we're going to place 3 more single crochet. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to place 3 more in each chain all the way across until we get to the very end. And what that's going to do is going to kind of make that wattle curl. So let's go ahead and place the 3 single crochet in each chain that we have left here. So there's 1, 2, and 3. So we've got 1, 2, and 3. So now we've got 3 more stitches left. So let's go ahead and place 3 single crochet in each one of those. All right, so we've got that done, and as you can see, it's made that chain kind of curl. So let's go ahead and fasten off our yarn, and we still want to leave a tail so that way we can attach our yarn or our wattle to the turkey. And then this is how that's going to attach. So we've got our eyes and our nose, and then we're going to take our wattle and just attach it above the turkey's beak. So then it looks like the little red piece of the skin that hangs down off the top of the turkey. So now what we're going to work on, let me take these off. What we're going to work on next is the little pom-pom fronds that goes up at the very top. So go ahead and grab your red, your green, and your orange yarn, and then I'll meet you back here in a few minutes. Okay, so I've got my red yarn, and I've got my green and my orange on hand. So we're going to create our slip stitch, and we're going to chain 82. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And we're going to do that all the way to 82. Okay, so we're at 82 stitches. So we're not going to fasten off quite yet. We're going to grab our orange yarn, and we are going to join our orange yarn in with our red yarn. And then we're going to continue with our chain. So we've got 1, 2. So we're going to create another 82 stitches. Now you can clip your yarn. And again, I like to tie a knot, but I'll just go ahead and do that now because otherwise you don't want it to come loose while you're creating your chain. So let's go ahead and tie a little knot right here. Okay, so I have 2 chains already. So we're going to create another 82 chains. So there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and we're just going to go on until we have 82 chains. All right, so we're going to repeat that process. So I have 82 chains here in the orange, and now we're going to grab our green yarn. Let me get it here. So we're going to grab our green yarn and we're going to attach it to our orange yarn. Pull that green through that orange loop, and then I'm going to clip my yarn, my orange yarn, and tie these two in a knot. So that way they're not going to come undone. And then we're going to create 82 chains in the green. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So continue doing that until you have 82 chains in your green. All right, so we're at the end and we have our 82 chains. So now what we're going to do is we're going to leave our yarn attached to our hook. And every 12 chains, we are going to place a single crochet. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And we're going to insert our hook and we're going to do a single crochet. Actually, let's do a slip stitch. That'll be a little easier. It'll keep it nice and tight. So now we're going to count 12 more. So we're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And we're going to slip stitch into that 12th stitch. And we're going to count 12 more. And we're just going to continue counting 12 all the way down and slip stitching every 12th chain. So go ahead and finish slip stitching into every 12th chain, and then I will meet you back here in just a few minutes. Okay, so I have slip stitched all of my chains, like every 12th chain, I've created a slip stitch. And what it's done is it's created all of these little loops. And then I'm going to actually go back in and weave my ends in to this little area right here. But what we're going to do first, just so you can see the step, is I'm going to pull my yarn through and finish off. But I'm going to leave a pretty decent tail because we are going to take this yarn, we're going to thread it onto our yarn needle, and we're going to pull this into a little tight pom-pom. So we've got it threaded onto our yarn needle. So what we're going to do is I am going to go in and out, like just weave this in and out all the way down the length of this chain. So then I'm going to pull it, make sure it's not taking any of your little chain loops. And what that's going to do is, as you weave this all the way down the length of the chain, and as you pull it tight, it's going to pull all of these little chain loops nice and tight together, and it's going to create that little pom-pom effect. Here, hold on. I've got a loop around one of my chains. So we're going to pull that tight. So I'm going to continue weaving this all the way through until the very end. And you go ahead and do the same as well. And what we'll do is at the very end, we'll just kind of weave our yarn back and through here, and we'll tie it, clip it off, and then that's it. You want to make sure you still leave a long enough tail though, so that way we can attach it to the top of the hat. So go ahead and weave those through and create that tight little pom-pom, and then I'll meet you back in a few minutes. Okay, so I've got it pulled all the way through, and I'm weaved in all of my ends into these little loops here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my green and my red yarn. The red yarn was from the very beginning of your chain, and I'm just going to pull that tight and create a little knot here. So that's going to close up our little pom-pom. See? So now we've got like this cute little pom-pom that's going to go on the top of our little turkey hat here. And so what we're going to do is you'll just take this pom-pom and you're going to attach it through these little loops up here to the top of your turkey hat. So go ahead and attach all of your items to your turkey hat, and then I will meet you back here in just a few minutes. All right, and that's it. So I've attached the pom-pom, I attached my eyes, the beak, and the wattle. And then I have these two little googly eyes here. And basically all you're going to do is just get your hot glue gun out and then just hot glue your little eyes right there in the middle. And then that's all. And then now you've got this really cute little turkey beanie that's perfect for the entire month of November. So I hope that you guys enjoyed making this pattern as much as I did. Make sure that you give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and ring that notification bell so you guys don't miss out on any of these fun videos. Anyway, thank you guys all for joining me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.